The 3-7 Chicago Bears enter Week 11 against the Atlanta Falcons down in the ATL. The 4-6 Falcons, Ryan Pace's new crew, noon Sunday, November 20th. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, joined alongside my good friend and co-host, Tony Sapita. Bears almost pulled it off against the Lions, but couldn't keep them from scoring at the end. Big boo. Also, the officials absolutely stink. Worse than a Packers fan after not taking a shower for 4 days, and that's a short period for them. The Falcons are on a 2-game losing streak, giving up a ton of points in those 2 losses, and look like the 2021 Bears with a bunch of random guys who could do something if they had a head coach. No wonder this is Ryan Pace's team. Today, we're going to hit on what to expect from the offense, defense, and score predictions, and Tony and I's overall thoughts. Tony, Chicago Bears offense has been heating up, though, thanks to Justin Fields and Luke Getsy opening up the playbook. Bears have 360-plus total yards of offense for 4 straight games now. They broke 400 last game against the Lions. I don't know. I mean, why not? I mean, the Bears have to break the streak sometime. What better team to do it against than the 31st ranked defense in the NFL?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Justin Fields should probably already have his number retired in Chicago at this point. I mean, it's never going to get better than this. It hasn't been better than this in the past. It's going to keep getting better. I'd like to, it's never going to get better after Justin Fields. To be clear, he's going to keep getting better every game. And I'm excited for that. And, especially with the Bears' offensive ranks, the total offense is ranked 21st, up 2 spots. So progress, right? Progress. It's all relative. The passing is still ranked 32nd. We know.
It has not been above 32 the whole season, by the way. It has not last every game.
However, the rushing has still stayed at the top, first place. Thanks in large
That's in jeopardy, though.
To Justin Fields. That is true.
In jeopardy. It is in jeopardy.
Yeah, so Atlanta's defense, though, is second to last in the NFL. They are abysmal. Very, very bad. Like Nick said, shocker, Ryan Pace. Squad, we got to go off on them. We have to absolutely tear them up. Bad teams are doing it. The Panthers gave them hell. We have to do the same thing.
I also it's Ryan Pace's team. For those who don't know, he is the assistant general manager of the Atlanta Falcons now. And as you can see by that record of chilling around 500, but having one of the worst on both the offensive and defensive side of the balls, it's Ryan Pace's squad. It's the Bears of the South. He went out and brought in Tonga. He brought in Bird. He brought in everybody last year who didn't work out, who Bird's actually having a decent year. But I am not afraid of the Atlanta Falcons. I don't care. They're second in a horrible NFC South. They're like the Eagles, but in an entire division. They're just a bunch of frauds. And I'm just putting it out there. Like you said, this is the game where Justin Fields can go ballistic. He's going against arguably the worst defense in the NFL. He went up against the Lions, who had the second worst defense in the NFL. Now they're actually the worst defense in the NFL. So back-to-back weeks of playing the second worst defense at that week ranking time, Justin Fields going against, and he absolutely torched them last game. So you got to go in and rip him up. And I really think this could be the game where he gets 250-plus passing yards along with 100-plus rushing yards. I mean, just imagine Justin Fields, your running back, going into Michael Vick's old town Michael Vick before he decided to be a dummy, and go in and have 3 consecutive 100-plus rushing games. I'm just saying it could happen. It's very possible.
It would be truly poetic.
It would. The NFL scripted to a degree, why not script it up this way? Benny Cunningham, where has that guy been? He's the one that said, hey, I was told to do what this, and that. I don't know why they want the Bears to be bad, though. The Bears would make them more money if they were good. Just saying that out there. But one thing I do want to call out, though, against the Falcons is that we are not going to have Khalil Herbert. He's going to be out for the next 4 weeks due to a hip injury that he suffered on a very dumb kick return play that he should not have done this past weekend against Detroit Lions. But Monty is in a contract here, and I think it's going to give him the opportunity to play hard. Also, the last time the Bears played the Falcons, where Nick Foles came in and absolutely saved the day, Monty also went off. So it's a contract year for him. It could be worth the cap hit. And even if the Bears are aiming for higher draft picks, you have to win this game because the fan base is about to lose their minds after they finally are putting up points and they just can't do anything. Throw Chase Claypool out there for the love of God. Just do something. You have to win this game. That's all I'm saying for that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. At the same time, we as fans also maybe should, like we've been waiting for Justin Fields. We got a little restless, myself included. We were definitely getting we were having conversations behind the curtain, being like, okay, no, we can't talk trash about him yet. We gotta make sure that we're still supportive because we know he's gonna turn it around. And we were right. Credit to us. Shout out to us for being a very smart football analyst. So speaking of dumb football analysts, ESPN still has the Bears graded highly at an 85 pass block win rate, which is crazy. But considering Pro Football Focus has them at the exact inverse, which is 58. So all that being said, I do think the true answer is more in the middle somewhere. Obviously, injuries. We got rookies. We got young guys. And we had just turmoil in the offseason with the Tevin Jenkins stuff. I am very pleased with how it turned out with what it could have been, I guess is the best way to put it. So the line has been atrocious at times, but it has also proven their ability to maul people in the run game. I think they're going to do it against the Falcons again. I don't actually know where I was going with that. I'm just going to continue to ignore.
Are you still reading your notes?
Yeah, I'm ignoring your banner stuff now.
I thought that you didn't notice the banner for like a minute.
No. That's why as we all saw on Twitter, I had to out Nick as a secret Andy Dalton lover defender.
Can I just clarify that? Can I just clarify this once for all? So Tony will stop on Sundays after a couple Miller Lights, just tagging me about my old Andy Dalton tweets. I did not want Andy Dalton out there because Matt Nagy was going to ruin Justin Fields. 100%. I'm just putting that out there. And there's a couple other fans that decided to comment on Tony's thread that said the exact same thing. And I have all the receipts. Just keeping that out there too. Happy to post those for anyone that decides to, creep on in the show like they once were here. But I just want to put that out there. So Tony, stop saying that I love Justin Fields. I have never had an Andy Dalton jersey, did I? No. I've always had a Justin Fields jersey. Do I have Justin Fields autograph? Yes. Do I have Andy Dalton's? No. So Tony, put it to rest. And guess what's going to happen? Tony is going to go into my account later tonight. He's going to save every single Andy Dalton tweet I have ever had. And then he's going to constantly post them over just randomly, sporadically, Saturday night, late at night when he knows I'm looking at my phone at the last absolute second. So
it's funny that you think I didn't already do that. On Sunday, I already have them all logged. Don't you worry. This is not the end of the great Andy Dalton football debate. So either way, it will be for the moment. It's Ebner time, baby. It's Ebner time. I know it's a backup role, but it's time for him to prove his future is here with the Chicago Bears. Again, like I said, it is a backup role, but it won't be nothing. It's going to be, we saw Khalil Herbert same thing, kind of got some more playing time when Monty got hurt last year. And look, I mean,
Ebner's a different running back, though.
Agreed.
He's a different type of back. He's more of a Monty type back.
Yeah, and they're going to have to use him, obviously, differently than they use Khalil Herbert. But it is a chance to prove what he can do. And hopefully, pray that David Montgomery stays healthy the rest of the year, especially not having Khalil Herbert. But he's, like we said, he's the big guy, big bruising back. He takes hits. There are going to be times where Ebner gets worked in. So we can see what he can do there. And lastly, my final note on the offense, Cole Kmet has 5 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. He had two in his career coming into this
first 40 games.
What was it, that Cowboys game? So, I mean, is he the guy?
He's been going crazy. I think he's the guy. I think Cole Kmet is the guy for the future. Sure. I mean, you're not going to have Ryan Griffin out there moon boots. You know what I'm saying?
Point.
Like, absolutely not. And Cole Kmet, like, he's been waiting for an offensive coordinator like this to incorporate his style of play into this. And look at Matt Nagy, he was the problem. And Ryan Pace also was the problem for not doing anything about Matt Nagy. I think if Ryan Pace, what he's doing in Atlanta, he's just trying to get a couple more paychecks so he can live off the interest, put a bunch of money into a bank account, and just live off the 10% every year. I think that's what Ryan Pace is doing.
I respect it.
I would do it too. But anyway, let's go back to the game. Let's go into the defensive side of the ball for the Bears real quick. They're going up against the 27th ranked offense in the Atlanta Falcons. Bears defensive rankings this year so far, they're the 15th overall. They're up 1 from last week. They're 10th in passing, which they're up 1 from last week. And rushing, this one is a new one for us. They're ranked 28th. It's the second time this season that they've been below the 30 rank. So better? I don't know. I mean, I think so. Even without Roquan's Jack Sanborn, man, I'm telling you, that's all I got to say. Tony, I know you got some comments on it before I go into mine.
Yeah. So the biggest thing that they're going to have to do this game is force turnovers, because we obviously can't stop teams, and maybe it'll be different with the Falcons, like you said. They're not exactly the best offense in the world, if you've just watched football in general and seen any Falcons games this year, you definitely know that. We got to force turnovers. It's the only way the defense is going to get off the field. We are horrific getting off the field on third down. They're good for 1, maybe 2 big stands a game. I will say, like they've done it the past couple weeks. They've given the Bears offense a chance, but they need to get the ball back in Justin Fields' hands more. There's so many S's in that little sentence there. But any way they can, basically, get it back to Justin, let him do his thing. That's my count.
And also, I one thing I want to call out is that Jack Sanborn was in conversation for NFC Defensive Player of the Week this week. I don't think he got it, unfortunately, but he was in the conversation this past week. I think he finished 4th in the voting. But a monster game that he had against the Lions. He has a total of 19 tackles through 2 games, 12 coming last week against the Lions. 2 sacks and an INT. Go to our Instagram to see it. It was reversed due to a horrible call by the Detroit Lions, for the Detroit Lions by the officials. Defensive front 7 needs to stop Mariota. Mariota is not the Mariota that was at Oregon. He did not become that guy in the NFL. I think he did okay with the Titans for like a season or 2.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. He was like Mitch Trubisky before Mitch Trubisky. You know what I mean? He was
pretending to get defensive. That's all. Yeah.
He was an athletic player that could get stuff done, but was always put in a bad position on a bad team. That's how I put it.
I think that's fair. I loved that Oregon team. I loved Marcus Mariota. That was like my favorite college football team.
I wanted him to come to Chicago, but he clearly, I mean, happy he didn't. I mean, he's had a pretty decent NFL career, 10 years, I think now. And from a paycheck perspective, yeah, he's cashing checks. I mean, and he's still an athletic guy. He just has nothing in ATL for him. And that's just what it is. But let's go into 3 keys of the game, Tony. I'm just going to keep it plain and simple for the folks back at home. Keep opening up the playbook. It's working. I like that the Bears did on the first play of the game when it was the first play they were on offense against the Lions. They ran it with Fields for 28 yards. Do it again. Why not? That's just fun. He's fast. He's big. They can't stop him. They hit him a certain way. He could get a penalty, even though Justin Fields never gets penalized. But keep opening up the playbook. Number 2 is send the house on defense. Get these guys familiar with blitzing, because Al Williams needs to do something different with this defense, and not blitzing is not working. That's what's going to help you. Just put Mariota under pressure. He's just going to constantly throw it out of bounds, and then you got the ball hawks in the back going after it.
You got to put that on a shirt. That was not blitzing is not working. That was incredible.
Not blitzing is not working. It's already made on a shirt, my man. It's in my closet. I'll put it on. We'll put it on our website. But then also see what Chase Claypool can do. It's his 3rd week. It's the perfect game. Bad defense for him to see what he can do. He only had 1 reception, which was really a flick last week against the Lions. He's got to do something different. But they have to do something with him. They spent a 2nd round pick on him, so got to start evaluating him.
My 3 pretty easy as well. First one, turnovers. I explained it already. I think you all get it. If you watch football, you get the point. There. 2nd key, don't be stupid. We saw, like Nick mentioned, penalties. Yes, the refs made some bad calls, but there were absolutely some. We put ourselves in some positions that we didn't need to, which, you got to assume that the refs are going to make. Always assume the refs are going to make the call. The wrong call. I apologize. Like in blackjack, yes. You always assume there's 10 under there. Always assume the refs are going to mess it up. So that could have been avoided. And as much as this hurts, Justin Fields can't be throwing pick 6s in close games. I'll say it. As much as it hurts to say, I'll say it. I'll be the bigger man here, and I'll say it. And then 3rd key to the game, make the extra points. They're easy. I don't know. I know they're a little farther back. Carlos Santos, you're really good. I know, he even
admitted that was 100% on him.
Yeah, I tweeted to cut him. I was joking. He's really good. Just We need every point with this defense. We need every point.
I agree. And let's go into our score predictions, Tony. I mean, this is a must-win game. Even if you're not aiming to make the playoffs, you have to win 1 out of every 4 just to make the fans happy, just to reel us back in that they know. But again, I like what they're doing. They're showing what this offense can do without major weapons and an offensive line, and they're still doing a bunch of stuff. Like Luke Getsy's got it in the bag right now. Just win one, please. It's Atlanta. I got the Bears putting up 35. I got Atlanta putting up 17. They are bad at football.
Yeah, I had the Bears 32. They just seem to be scoring right around 32 every game now, I guess. Only giving up 20, which is a lot, but a little for the Bears. Fields is going to gash them. I just think he will. There's no reason that Atlanta's going to be the team to stop him. And the defense, I think, will force at least
You have to
turnovers.
beat Ryan Pace. You have to beat Ryan Pace, who just absolutely made Ryan Poles' life hell for the first year. But Ryan Poles, King Poles, obviously knows what he's doing because things are getting better. But that is our game preview for you guys. We're going to have updated news throughout the week. Make sure you go follow us on our handles, which are up at the top left corner of or top right corner of your screen. But make sure that you go and follow us, and also make sure that you tune in for all of our updated news that we'll have every day for you guys. Bulls, Bears, Blackhawks, and Cubs, White Sox. Yes, Tony, even the White Sox. So with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rodi, joined alongside Tony Cepeda, and we will see you guys next